And we back. It is now time for the Wheel of Eras. What we're gonna do is build a team to rebuild using wheels. This one has all of the eras we just talked about, and this one has all the NBA teams. Now, obviously, I know that some teams won't be in a certain era. It is what it is. We're gonna work our way around it. Once we know the era and the team, we're going to do a random number generator, put 1 through 13, and we're going to get the player that fits in that ranking on that team in that era. We're going to put together the entire roster and try to rebuild that roster with one last spin. And that spin is to determine what era we're putting our team into. Do we have to build a team to live in 2022, which is a lot of three-point shooting, or are we going all the way back to 83 where we need to pound the paint? We're gonna figure that out. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're doing nothing but dropping NBA 2K23 bangers daily. Today's video is brought to you by SeatGeek. Hit that link in the description and use code Kenny at checkout because they're giving you $20 off your first purchase of tickets. I have not bought tickets on any other platform other than SeatGeek for years because they take tickets from all over the web and put them in one place for you. Baseball is still going on. The NFL just started. Basketball, the WNBA finals, a lot of stuff is going on. Let me show you how easy it can be to get some tickets. Let's say I want to go watch the Texans coming to Chicago and play against the Bears. I click that event and I'm going to see the venue and see a bunch of dots. Green means good deals, red means not so good deals, but they have them down here. There's 296 listings, and this one up top has a 9.8 out of 10 rating, meaning it is an amazing deal. It'll show you exactly where you're sitting, and you can go out and have a good time. It's sports, concerts, Broadway, comedy. If you need tickets, SeatGeek probably has it. So hit that link in the description, download the SeatGeek app, and use code Kenny at checkout so you can save $20 off your first purchase. Shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring another video. All right, this is our first spin of the video. What era are we going to? Starting off with the player from the Kobe era. So the Kobe era starts in 2002, so keep that in mind as we get the Atlanta Hawks. This is actually my first time looking at a lot of the rosters that aren't in the current era. So this is what the team looked like back then. We got some hitters down here. You know what I'm saying? Nazir Muhammad, shout out to the Chicago Bulls GOAT. Dan Duca's not a name I've heard in a very long time. He's only 24 years old here. But we're going to get to the bottom of the roster. And as you can see, we got a lot of 65 overall as players. I don't remember if I said 1 through 14 or 1 through 13. Actually, let's do 13. Because this team actually only has 10 real players. The rest of them are auto-generated 65 overalls, which is cool. This is a rebuild video. If we get a 65 overall, it is what it is. We got to work our way around it. So I decided to do 13 instead of 14. And we're getting the 5th best player, which is Dion Glover. Don't know much about you, Dion Glover. And now that I'm doing this video, I have to figure out how the heck do I port all of these. I got an idea. Dion Glover, Kobe era. Welcome to the team. And I'm gonna show y'all just in case you want to do this at the crib. What I'm gonna do, because I can't bring Dion Glover to modern era if we get the modern era. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export his player DNA and then call it Dion Glover. So once we figure out exactly where we need to go, you get me? Cool. We're going from the Kobe era to where? Are we staying there? Absolutely not. We coming to right now. NBA 2K23 modern era. Actually, this is where I know the most because this is what we're watching right now. So we're getting a player from the Pelicans. I'm not going to show you what the Pelicans look like right now because you know what they roster look like. So let's go straight to the number generation. Out of the 13 players we have on the list, we're getting number 3. And I'm going to guess that it's CJ McCollum. But I'm going to fact check my work. But I'm assuming it's going Zion, it's going Brandon Ingram, it's going CJ, it's going Valanciunas and Herb. That's my guess. We're getting number 3, which it's probably CJ. And I would be correct. 85 overall, CJ McCollum. Welcome to the team. I was actually right about the whole hierarchy, which is not nothing crazy. I think most of us would have got that right. But still, CJ's a real good get at 85 overall. You know, I want to do this one backwards. We're going to start off with the number generator. I shouldn't have done it backwards. Okay, we're getting the 11th best player. Actually, I gotta go to eras next because what if I land on a team that don't exist in the other eras? So we're getting the 11th best player on the team in the Kobe era. What team will that be? 9 times out of 10, this is a 65 overall player. It's the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, it's a random generated 65 overall player. I'm not even gonna write you down. I'm just gonna put 65 in my notes so I know we got messed up. We could have got a young Gilbert Arenas, which would have had some trade value. Antoine Jameson. There's some players here, but not a ton of them. Not a ton of them. All right, that was a bad method. We're going to go back to going era, team, everything else. We're going back to the modern. We're switching between Kobe, modern. Where's the Jordan? Where's Magic versus Bird? But from what team is the real question. We are going to the Indiana Clippers. We're going to the Clippers, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take that. We got Kawhi, Paul George, and some others. If I'm gonna be honest, I ain't really looking forward to getting the others. We're getting number 2, which I'm guessing is Paul George. The modern era spins have been blessing us so far. Just to show you, that is 100% true. Paul George, welcome to the team. That's pretty fun. Let's see who we end up getting now. We going to the Jordan era, finally. We're going to 1992, the start of the Jordan era. There's a couple teams on this list that didn't exist then, so we have to make sure we land on one that's been around, like the Hornets, who I'm gonna assume was around because I'm thinking about Larry Johnson and stuff. I'm gonna double check it, but I feel like they were around in 92. I don't know why I question myself. Of course they had a team. It was a rookie Larry Johnson. Yep, rookie Larry Johnson. Kendall Gill, who I just saw at a basketball tournament today as I'm recording this video. His son hoops in the Chicagoland area. Dale Curry, who had that torch with an 89-3. The most respected, no, maybe not the most respected, the ultimate short king Muggsy Bogues. I kind of want Muggsy Bogues. Now, don't ask him to shoot no three-pointer because he ain't going to be able to do that. He wasn't strong enough to get into the rim from the three-point line. But he did a lot of other things. He got 20 badges. Mid-range playmaker. The mid-range jump shot was a 77, so it wasn't that good either. They also got Rex Chapman, who's a Twitter legend nowadays. So cool. Let's see what we get. We're getting the 8th best player, which is R.J. Reed. R.J. Reed sounds familiar. He's got 10 badges, which is decent. Going into year number 3 of his NBA career, he was drafted 5th overall in his draft class, and apparently a little high flyer, like to see that, and grabs rebounds, sets hard screens. We'll take that. Okay, I think that was not an L, not a W. We staying here in the Jordan era, which is dope. Give me the Chicago Bulls. Nope, we're getting the Sacramento Kings. Who at this point in time, head spud webb. Another legendary short king. 90 dunk. At 5'6". Come on, he's 133 pounds? What? That's insane for an NBA player. This is a different time. If somebody came into the NBA at 133 pounds, bro, they would not get drafted. They'd have to work so hard to make an NBA roster. Spud Webb was just doing that. He's just like me. I'm like 5'7", 135. So I got a little bit of on Spud Webb. Not 2 pounds. Half an inch, whatever, I got that. And out of the 13 players, we're getting number 9, which is Isaiah Williams. I'm just gonna say 67 overall. I'm not going through the process of getting you onto the team because I don't even know if you really exist, Isaiah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if you really exist. The Isaiah Williams that comes up was born in 95. This takes place in 92. So not a real person. We've got everything but the Magic and Bird era. Hopefully we get that sometime in this video. We're staying to modern, which is cool with me. Where in the modern era are we going? We're going to the Golden Star Houston Rockets, which is fine. But I thought there was a chance we go get Steph Curry. That chance is there now. But we could get some good trade pieces in like Jalen Green, Alprince. They got a lot of young players over there that we could definitely use. Which one of them are we getting? Number 1. I would prefer to get number 1 on a different team, but I will take number 1 Houston Rockets. You know that's Jalen Green. You know it's Jalen Green. I ain't even got to fact check it. It's Jalen Green, which is a very good trade piece. It's like the biggest trade piece we could potentially get. That's a dub. All we need is the Magic versus Bird era, and we're finally there. Like 9 spins in, it feels like. Magic versus Bird, we're here. Now we talking a lot less teams in this era, so we gotta hope we land on somebody that did exist, like the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs at this time had the Iceman George Gervin. We got Artis Gilmore, Johnny Moore, who I don't know anything about, Gene Banks, okay, John Paxson, okay, that's a name I recognize. Yep, that's about it as far as people I recognize. We gotta hope we get one of these top dudes because it ain't looking great once we get towards the middle and the bottom of this. All right, out of the 13 players, we're getting number 7, which is Keith Edmondson. 23 years old, perimeter lockdown from Purdue. We'll take that. I can't wait till we get to the point. Now, the game is still fresh and new. It came out like 2 days ago at this point, at least as I'm recording it. I cannot wait till we get to the point where somebody goes through and legitimately makes every single player from every single team here. Because, like, yeah, it's cool to have the throwback teams in here, but if, like, half of the roster doesn't really exist, like, was it even worth it? I know there's somebody out there working their butt off right now to give us the most authentic experience, and we ain't got it just yet. I don't think it's come out just yet, but I know it will, and I can't wait for that person to really lock in because it's going to be great. The content that we can make, Woo! I'm just thinking about. I can't stop thinking about it. That was spin number 8 if you were keeping track, and we're going to 13 total players. Coming back to the modern era. And from the modern era, you know, there is no such thing as a bad one because you know you're getting a real NBA player. There's not a lot of roster fillers when it comes to the modern era. We're getting the Atlanta Hawks. And we're getting player number 13, the worst player we could get on the Atlanta Hawks. That's fine. We got some real good hits here, so I'm not mad at a bad one every once in a while. Not even a bad one. It's AJ Griffin. And the reason I'm excited about that is because he's 19 years old, so the trade value is going to be nice. Okay, we're back spinning. We're going to the Jordan era again. Cool. We're going to the Portland Trailblazers, who I'm sure of had a team back then. And well, they had some good players over there being like Clad the Glad Drexler or Terry Porter or Jerome Kersey or Buck Williams or Kevin Duckworth or Cliff Robinson or Danny Ainge. Oh, what is this next guy's first name? I don't know. I'm going to go out and say your first name was Arthur. Is this real? I got to Google it. We got to learn something. Mark Bryant. Robert Pack. Okay, so I did a pretty good job, but I didn't know this. What is that? That's a name. Let's first figure out who we're getting. We're getting number 2, who is Terry Porter. I got to type this name in. Egyptian former NBA player. Wow. Okay. We're learning on the fly together, man. He played in the NBA until he was about 26 years old. So we got him in his 23-year-old season. So that's right here. Look like he got traded. That's unfortunate. He got traded. He's one of 2 NBA players to be from Egypt. The other one being Abdul Nadar. Pretty cool story there. Shout out to him. He even attempted a couple threes in his day. Only 3 of them. And I'm guessing they were half-court heaves at the end of a game, shot clock or something. But he did it. Shout out to him, man. That's dope. The pronunciation is Odelnabi. 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 And he is currently on the beach. W. I mean, this is a beautiful view. I would tweet this too. He's an analyst for the 76ers, so 76er fans probably know who he is. I didn't. Next, we're going back to Magic versus Bird. Cool. Magic versus Bird sounds like a super important court case that determined a lot of history of our country. But instead, it's the biggest rivalry in possibly sports history. We're going to the Detroit Pistons, where you know they got Zeke, Bill Laimbeer, Kelly Tripucka, John Long, woo, Vinny Johnson, of course, Chris Benson, Kurt, dang. I'm trying to get it, man. I'm trying to get it. I don't know you, Cliff Livingston. I do know you, Cliff. You know, you want to know why? Because he played for the Bulls, man. He played for the Bulls. So, you know, he got a ring 2 times. Either way, hopefully we get one of the top guys because there's 3 dudes up top that are super, super talented. Number 10. I can't be mad at 10. Which is a random 63 overall player. So far we got 3 players that fit that description. And that's the 11th person on the team, which means that we only have 2 spins left. Let me remind y'all to leave a like on the video. We're going back to the Kobe era because I'm really just trying to put a lot of effort and a lot of time into these videos. We're going to the Kobe era, and I thought we were going to get the Lakers. 2002 Memphis Grizzlies. Oh, this is dope. Because I thought I saw somewhere that Pau Gasol wasn't in the game again this year. But he's actually here. So that's a dub. So we could potentially get a young Pau, Jason Williams, Shane Battier. I'm mad at myself. I should have got that one. Drew Gullen, Stramiel Swift. Yes. B. Knight. Brevin Knight. Yes. Oh, these are real people. These are real people. I was thinking about some baseball players. I was about to say Cal Gibson. Or if you want to throw a backpack, it could have been Kirk Gibson, which is probably better because, well, Hall of Fame and stuff. Next, we're getting number 1. Yes, sir. Another one. Wait, is that the first one? That's the second one because we got Jalen Green. And that gives us a young Pau Gasol. So our team, to be honest with you, is kind of stacked. The rebuild portion of this video is probably not going to take a lot. We got, you know what? Let's do our last spin before we go over who's all on the roster. Last spin, give me something great. We're going back to the 80s. I will take that. I'm looking to get the Lakers 1. I'm looking to get the Celtics 1. But what will we get? I'm assuming that it's not going to be those things, but that's what we want. Bulls, Cavaliers. World be free. Cliff Robinson is still here. I didn't know this name at all. I don't know this name at all. I don't know this name at all. John Bagley? Is that what I think it is? Maybe not. I don't know any of the people on this roster. Except for, obviously, World Be Free and Cliff Robinson. Wow, that's an L. For our last spin, we're getting number 9, which is a random 69 overall player. So we end up getting 4 players that are just randomly generated, which is fine. Because we got CJ, we got Dion Glover, we got Paul George. I forgot about that one. Paul George is a big spin. J.R. Reed, Jalen Green, A.J. Griffin, Terry Porter, Pau Gasol. I think our team is nice. So I'm going to put it all together after we determine what era we are rebuilding in. So far, I've only done a rebuild in current era. I did the Bulls and I did the Lakers. I have not done any throwback era. So what will we get? We're going to the Magic and Bird era to rebuild a team. Oh, snap. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit, I don't know. Scared is not the right word. It's 2K. I'm a little bit, I don't know. I'm going to put the team together. We're going to rebuild it, and we will get that championship. Mark my word. All right, it is time. Now, put us on the Bulls because the Bulls were bad in the 80s. Like, really bad in the 80s. So we got Paul George, who's -7 years old. CJ's -8 years old. Jalen Green, -19. I mean, I don't know if it's -18 for AJ Griffin. And then we got roster fillers, which is those guys, the 65 overall, 67 overall, 68, 69. But other than that, the team is really good. I mean, okay, really is a stretch. But like if you compare it to other teams around the league in 1984, maybe really good. Oh, we got to beat this team? Yeah. So what I decided to do is I went to the roster 2K share. There's actually somebody out there that spent the time to make their version of like a real, like this guy wasn't in the game. This guy was, who else? No, the guy went out to try to make a full roster. That's the point I'm making. And I'm not saying he did an amazing job, but there's more people active on here than in the real roster, so I appreciate it. If you're new around the channel, we do no untouchables. And we do no untouchables. Like, that's big. So, technically, I could go trade for Larry Bird, or I could go trade for Magic Johnson. It's unlikely, but I could. I could go get 36-year-old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because maybe he's too old and Magic and them aren't going to be as good, even though this is the beginning of their era. What if I did Jalen Green, Terry Porter, and a first-round pick? I'm just spitballing. Nothing. Okay, what about the... Oh. Huh. I wonder how much of that has to do with none of them actually having real contracts. But then again, nobody really does. Larry Bird was making $9 million, bro. It still blows my mind how little money that is. Like, look at that. He was making 1.8. That was an extension. It was an extension for him. You know what I'm saying? We got, I don't know, doctors making more than $650,000. I don't know. I don't know how much people make in life, so I don't know. But man, maybe making trades in this universe is going to be extremely hard because of the contract stuff. Okay, maybe not so much. But actually, yeah, this is very bad. I have a theory, and I'm going to see if that's true. I wonder if it has something to do... Oh, okay. It said he was -2,000 years old. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that these players are -years old. So I'm going to give them random ages at this point. Jalen Green's like legit 18. I don't know how old he is, but same thing with AJ Griffin. And then roster filler 1 and then roster filler 2. So, okay. I don't know if that mattered, but I'm just going to make it like that to see if it does. I'm going to throw Paul George back into the trade finder and see if we actually get offers because we weren't getting offers. We got one? Yo, what the heck? I mean, I'm not tripping because, I mean, I guess that means that we have to go build it ourselves. But like, dang, bro, what's going on? Who's safe? I think Paul George is safe. Other than that, everybody else can go. If I'm trading Jalen Green, who has the most value, I want to get a Moses Malone type. I want to get a 90+ overall player from whatever team we make that trade with. There's not a ton of 90+s in the league, though. We got Isaiah Thomas, who, yeah, I would love to have on my team. So let's go try to figure this out. You could give us Walker Russell. Add the trade exception. They see that they're a championship contender, so they're not looking to throw anything in there. That makes sense. We got picks. I don't think that they're going to budge. I don't think they're going to budge. I mean, if you have a 90, you probably are a championship contender. How about instead of that, I go to straight up team intel. And I'm not looking for rebuilding teams. I'm just looking for teams that don't consider themselves a contender. Seems like majority of the teams in the league are like, oh, we can win it this year. It's not true. Dominique Wilkins is on a rebuilding team. He's only 23 years old at that point. I'm going to assume that his trade value is through the roof. But I added him to my list. I mean, yeah, if you have anybody that's 85 or above, you're considered a contending team in your organization's history. Jeff Rowland? I've never even seen this man's name in my life. This is a period of NBA history that I have no I know nothing about. He's a two-time All-Star at this era, in this way. Then he retired and tried to come back. But why? There's a whole documentary. I might watch the documentary. I had no idea this guy existed until this moment. Injuries did that. Okay, good to know. I mean, hey, I feel like I want to be a part of the history, so I'm gonna trade for you. You're on the rebuilding team, so I know we could potentially snag you off of it. And he's not even super valuable. I mean, I might be able to get out of there with giving you Terry Porter and then AJ Griffin. Give us back a player. Give me the roster filler guy, and then give him a future pick. Boom! We got our center, Jeff Ruland. Okay, so Paul George has a guy with him inside the arc, glass cleaner. We also have Powell, but Powell is 22 years old, so he's another trade chip that we could potentially use. I legit think that since everybody is contending, the best thing we do is to try to snag a few people off the rebuilding teams. But for that big splash, we gotta hope that one of the contending, not one of the contending teams, majority of these contending teams fall out of the contention bubble. Because I'm looking at Adrian Dantley and like, yeah, we want that on our team. Daryl Griffith, we want that on our team. Do we feel like this roster is good enough to hold us over for, I don't know, 2 months of the season? I mean, we got 5 80-plus overall players, which is more than like every team except for the Celtics and the Lakers. Everybody else is like 3, maybe 4, sometimes 2. I think we good. I'm going to go into like January 1st, and that's what we're going to do the rebuild portion, because right now I just offered a bunch of different trades to a lot of different teams, and nobody's really interested in making the deal with us because they thought that they were contenders. Nobody is, except for us and maybe the Celtics. That's it. Everybody else is like not going to do it. Couple months into the season, and things have changed. What team was it? The Knicks are still buying, but I'm pretty sure the Mavericks were a winning team, or what am I trying to say? A contended team. They are no longer. The Nets are now selling. They're selling when they have Otis Birdsong, who so far this season, how much you averaging, Otis? 23-5. Okay. Buck Williams. They got Daryl Dawkins. So they got some people over there that we might be wanting to snag. But I think that's it. I think every other team that said they were contending stayed contenders. And I mean, I can't be mad at them for staying contenders. You are contending, but you're not at the same time. Walter Davis is a player that we could go trade for. He's only averaging 22, but I guess 22 is probably pretty solid nowadays. I don't know how things are going. Jack Sikma, wait. Jack Sikma's on a selling team. Listen, we're in 1983-84, correct? 1983-84. I'm okay. Oh, look at Powell. I was about to say, I'm okay with having multiple 7-footers, but we actually basically have that. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I think I saw Walter Davis, and I'm curious of what the value of Walter Davis will be for their team. They also have Mo Lucas, who at this point is 31 years old, but still giving you 17 and 9 a game. They just want Jalen Green in the first. I have to do this, right? You know what? No, this will be here. If I'm trading Jalen Green, what did I say earlier? If I'm trading Jalen Green, I'm getting a 90+. Let's go find a team with a 90+ that is no longer contending. It's looking like if you have a 90+, you're contending. Okay, Mark Aguirre. Now, he's only 24 years old, though, but Mark Aguirre is a 90+. That's on a team that's not contending. Kike is here as well. Sorry, Kiki. I'm thinking about baseball again. I don't know why I keep doing that. And they also have Alex English, who bucket getter, to say the least. Bucket getter. But they're buying, so I don't think we'd be able to make a trade with them. But I'm going to try. Yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to teams that are not champion. Oh, man, the value's crazy on these guys. Mark Aguirre is averaging 33. We got to go get Mark Aguirre, bro. We have to go snag Mark Aguirre. I don't remember, was he a selling team or rebuilding team? We have to go get Mark Aguirre. He's averaging 33 points per game. You know what? His value is not even crazy. They don't like that trade. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll give you this guy who exists on 2 different teams in this universe right now. You give us back your 40 overall roster filler. We give you this first-round pick from this year, which ain't really valuable, to be honest with you. We give you another first-round pick. Come on. It's there. I will give you 3 first-round picks with Jalen Green, by the way. There we go. Beautiful. Mark Aguirre. No. Paul George is going to the 2. Mark Aguire's at the 3. CJ is our 1 right now, which is fine. But I want a more passy, divvy up the ball type point guard. And CJ's just not that. You know what I'm saying? This is the era we living in, where point guards are anticipated or expected to just be guys that play make. And we ain't got that. Total assists per game, Magic Johnson's leading that. They got Ricky Green, bro. I don't know anything about Ricky Green, but I can see he's a great passer, but he's on a team that's really, really nice. Isaiah Thomas really a nice team. I mean, Brad Davis is here as well. We just made a trade to get Mark Aguirre from your team, so I don't want to make a secondary trade with y'all. Norm Nixon is actually a player that we can go out there and get. I think we can get Norm Nixon. Gus Williams, too. That's a selling team, right? No, we're going Gus, and then we're going Norm Nixon. Because the Seattle Sonics were a selling team. And if they're selling, I'm buying. I was thinking about Jack Sikma. I ain't really thinking about Gus Williams as a possibility. They want Paul George. They want CJ. They want Powell. I will hesitantly give them CJ McCollum. Very hesitantly give them CJ McCollum. That's a deal. All right. So we have our legitimate play-make first point guard. We got Paul George and Mark Aguirre. That seems like tough times on opposing teams trying to score the ball. Oh, I didn't even know that Gus Williams was a really good defender on top of that. So we got Paul George, great defense. We got Mark Aguirre, worst defender than I anticipated. I, for some reason, thought he was about to be an AA- guy, but it is what it is. Pau Gasol is still here. He's a rookie, and he's playing really good, but he is also a rookie. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's got some crazy value maybe, or maybe I'm bugging. Okay, I'm not super bugging. We traded away Terry Porter, didn't we? Right? He was on our team earlier in this video. I'm pretty sure he was. Tree Rollins. I mean, this will be a depth move. CJ can come back to the team. But actually, the way Powell is performing for us, I think we all right with having Powell stay on the team, man. I miss actually having him in 2K. I don't think he was in the last one. So 16 and 7 with 3.5 assists for my rookie. I'll take that. But we have to figure out our bench because right now we just have Fred Brown, which ain't too bad. He's averaging about 14. And I think he was coming off the bench at his last spot. Maybe he was starting. I don't know. But either way, that's pretty solid. RJ Reed. This is a high-flying guy. I mean, he's shooting less than 50% as a guy that should only be dunking the ball. But I can't be too mad at him. But like Deion Glover, you know what I'm saying? Ersan Morgan, who? You know, we just need to make sure we have a complete roster. That's all I'm looking at. We need a backup point guard, a backup wing, and a backup center. Wow, we actually need a lot. Backup point guard, backup wing, backup center. Backup center is going to be Tom McMillan. Don't ask me a single question about Tom McMillan. He's a blonde-haired center that's 6'11", so he fits all the criteria that I need. And the only criteria I have is be tall and be able to hold your hand straight up. Inside arc scorer, cool. It don't look like he's a very good defender. I could not care less, if I'm being honest with you. I just needed somebody that could soak up some minutes at the backup center, and we got that. Let's go get that backup PG now. Okay, we're getting a first-round pick in this one. That's what we're doing this trade for. Big finesse gang around here. Next, we move that guy in the first-round pick that we got from the Suns to get that point guard or wing. It's not a lot there. We got Darren Day, who's averaging about 8 points per game. What do you do well, Darren? What do you elite at? You're a terrible defensive player. Like, absolutely terrible. But he's a good playmaker. I'm not having a guy with that bad of defense on my roster. I'll pass. Let me go back and look at some of these rebuilding teams because I'm sure they got some backup small fours or something that I could use. Backup point guard. Give me Joff, right? Joff Huston? I add you to my list, man. Like, I'm assuming that y'all don't even really want nothing. You're a rebuilding team, and he don't really fit what y'all got going on over there. He's 27 or 26 years old. I'll give you this guy and the first-round pick that we got from the Suns. They say yes, so we got the backup point guard. That's great. And I said backup wing. And that's it. And then we ready to ride. We ready to go win a championship. Okay, Larry Smith is not the answer there, but I'm doing that trade because he looked pretty good. We definitely didn't even need him. L trade. Okay. We can trade Deion Glover, or we can move Deion Glover over low key. I'm gonna package Deion Glover and that guy that we just traded. That was such a bizarre trade right there. I don't know. I'm off my game. New cycle jitters. I will do this one. Lewis Lloyd. Don't ask me a single thing about him. First time I'm ever hearing that name. But he's gonna be our backup small forward, and just like that, we got a roster that I think is competing with the best of the best. We got Gus Williams. We got Paul George. We got Mark Aguirre. We got Pau Gasol and Jeff Rulin. I think. Lewis Lloyd, Fred Brown, J.R. Reed, Tom McMillan, and Geoff Huston is going to be the guy to round out our rotation. I mean, right now we are sitting at 17-10, so we were actually good before the trades. The team should be better now. Phoenix Suns win. Oh, there's the run. There's the post-trade run, baby. You knew it was coming. Forget the trade deadline. We just beat this team 124-86. The defense is there. The defense is elite. And I'm giving that to Paul George, Gus Williams. Them boys in that backcourt get steals out here. We might not lose another game. We might not lose another. Oh, there it is. Okay, right before the All-Star break. We lost to the Kiki. Sheesh. We lost to Kiki and an old Dan Issel. I forgot that Alex English was here. I should have probably tried to trade for you. But once I got Mark Aguirre, I guess there wasn't a lot of space because we got Paul George. Whatever, I'm going to the end of the season. Irvin Magic Johnson wins MVP. Ralph Sampson wins Rookie of the Year. I guess we'll allow that to slide. I guess Kevin McHale is now the Sixth Man of the Year. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the age of 66. Okay, he's 37. Won Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved went to Sleepy Floyd. And Brad Nelson of what team? I don't know. But they won 70 games. And I'm telling you, that's not us. I think this is us because we made all those trades throughout the season. But yeah, we don't have a 70-win team over here. I wish we did. We do have Paul George, who's All-NBA second team, which we love to see. He averaged 22, 5, and 4-ish. Jack Sikma, I wish we would have been able to get you, but we weren't able to. He did his thing over there. Ricky Green. I keep saying Davis. Ricky Green. And the defensive team sees our guy PG, and that's it. Okay. Was it the Lakers or the Celtics that won the 70 games? It was the Celtics. I'm sorry, it was the Lakers. 16.7 point differential. They mopped the floor with every single team that they saw. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all because I'm looking at this team and I'm not really impressed. Even though they have 27 point per game Larry Ledger. I'm not really impressed. I should be, huh? Team is elite. They got Cedric Maxwell, who won a Finals MVP. All right, let's get out of this first round against Atlanta. We're going to have with Dominique Wilkins, a young Dominique Wilkins, Tree Rollins, Doc Rivers, Johnny Davis, and Mark Landsberger. Why did they give me a hard time? It's not even a hard word. We should be okay against them, and we are. We go against the Philadelphia 76ers, who's actually a lot nicer than the previous team. Bobby Jones is still there. Moses Malone and Julius Erving both just made All-NBA teams, and then Mo Cheeks is there. Team is elite. We're winning that point guard, shooting guard, tied at small forward, winning at power forward. Moses Malone is killing a lot of centers in basketball, so I'm not expecting us to stop Moses. Oh, Julius Erving gave us the work too. Hold on. Box score. 2 threes were made in this entire game. I'm sorry. 1 3 was made this entire game. 2 were attempted this entire game. Fred Brown is the modern day Steph Curry. Oh, I'm sorry. The past version of Steph Curry because he was perfect from 3. Sheesh. Game 2 is a win. And 1 3-pointer was attempted. We got to jump into one of these games because I got to just see how they playing it because we just have to see. Now we're going against this team. We knew we were going to have to. This team was too dang on good for them not to at least make the conference finals. They are elite. I want to simcast a little bit and hope that we get a good game. This one don't fit the criteria because they are blowing us out and took a lead very early on and did not look back. That's not great for me and my video to be losing 0-1 in this series, but it is what it is. I see that the Sonics in the Western Conference made it to the conference finals, which is crazy because they were selling and now they're in the conference finals. Here we go. Come on, Chicago. Come on, Chicago. I got this up here. I just want to see what the game looked like then. Oh my God, the filter. I forgot about the filter. Can I turn it off? I don't know if I could turn it off. Okay. Well, it is about 2 minutes left in the game. Hey, that's how you play. Dang, we took a modern day Paul George, put him in the 80s, and he doesn't attempt threes at all. Isn't that crazy? I think 2K did his thing on that one. Because I was a little bit afraid that since we brought a modern version of a player to the past, that he was going to play like his real self. But he adapted his game to the past instead of it being vice versa. And I like that a lot for 2K, man. It makes the videos more interesting. I mean, I didn't really think about the errors when I was doing the trades and stuff. But, oh, what a finish. Was that Kevin McHale? It was Kevin McHale. I kind of just went like, let's go get high overall players. That'll do it. But there's a world where you can build the perfect 80s basketball team using current players. And I might do that. That's a bad pass from Mr. 22 right there. I might do that in a future video. The possibilities are endless, basically, in these videos, man. I'm super excited about a lot of the stuff we can do. I'm super excited to hear y'all type of suggestions, too, because, I mean, y'all brains work better than mine when it comes to this video stuff a lot of the time. So, we'll see. The Bulls are up by 1 with 1 minute left, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Henderson has to hoist up a 3. He misses it, and it's staying in this side of the court because Paul George touched it last with 54 seconds ago. The shot clock will reset to 24 seconds. So it's not a last shot type opportunity. 23 seconds, I guess. 23 second shot clock? Am I bugging? All right, here we go. Larry Legend being guarded by, maybe that's Mark Aguirre, maybe it's not. I can't really tell because the TV is broken. Larry Bird went right over his defender, and just like that, the Boston Celtics have taken the lead. Now remember, they're up in this series 1-0 at the moment. So this is a huge game for the Bulls, man. We want to try to take one of these games to steal home court advantage. But if we can't do that, we might be in trouble because this Celtics team is definitely that nice. All right, get the ball in. I'm thinking it's going to Gus right there. Nope, he cuts back. But it is going to Pau Gasol, who is taking the long mid-range jump shot that was heavily contested with like 7 different people around him. What a bad shot that was. Still enough time to get a stop, Chicago, and take this game home. I thought that was going to be a charge. It was not. And there it is. Rowan, I forgot your name already, with a great rebound. Now it's on Gus to make a play with 20 seconds left in the game. Paul George gets blocked at the rim. And he commits the foul. And now Henderson is going to the free throw line. This is still a one-possession game technically, but these boys don't take 3. So going up by 3 is huge in this universe. It's huge. You know, Paul George can't shoot him, though. That's what he don't know. He's an elite level 3-point shooter. He don't know that. Here we go. Paul George with the ball. It's the person I want with it down by 3, 100%. Big screen from Pau Gasol. Paul George takes the long mid-range jump shot, and he misses it. And that is game, folks. The Boston Celtics go up 2-0 in the series. Gus commits the intentional foul. And I'm just going to assume that a free throw will be made, and they lose. The Bulls had an opportunity to win this one, but that fourth quarter was dangerous for them, and they lost. I mean, Paul George didn't even have a good game, man. 0 for 0 for 3 for everybody. That's insane. All right, game 3. Since we jumped into one, I'm not looking to jump into any more unless it is the NBA Finals. The Bulls stay alive because once you go down 3-0, there's no coming back. But a 42-point win. Paul George actually hit a 3, which is elite. You get one, you win the game. That's what it looks like. See, this is us. We missed them. They missed them too. 54 free throws plus 26 free throws. What is that? 80 free throws being shot in this game alone? Man, it had to be the longest game in regulation. Who fouled out? A couple people did. Gus did. Who else did? Our guy Jeff did. We're calling him by his first name because I know this word is not hard to pronounce, but for some reason I'm struggling. Anyway, 2-2 series going back to TD Garden, and the Bulls have taken the lead of the series. This time around, it was an all-around game. Gus with a 15-assist game. Man, I'm so happy we traded CJ for that, man. And the Bulls complete a backward sweep after being down 2-0 to go against the Showtime Lakers. This is the Magic era. This is the Bird era. We beat Bird. Now it's time to beat Magic. Yeah. We actually have a really good team in comparison. They won 70 games. And in the playoffs, they've only lost 1 game so far. Game 1, we lost. I am going to shorten my rotation because it is the NBA Finals. I don't need 10 people playing. We just need our top 8 dudes. Get our top 8 dudes hooping. Game 2 is a win for the Chicago Bulls. By 2. Only by 2. But a win is a win. Mark Aguirre with a huge game right there. Even fouled out. So we closed it out without him. I'm telling you, Gus Williams, what a performance from him. Continuously giving us high assist games with close to no turnovers. In this case, 0 turnovers completely. Game 3, the Bulls lose. All right, Bulls. Game 4, the Bulls lose. Hey, we might have to make a whole video on how to take out the Showtime Lakers because these boys are invincible. I'm going to a 7-man rotation, man. 3-1 series. The Bulls fight. They win by 40. That's beautiful. Paul George, elite. Okay. Hold on. That free throw battle was crazy. 11-47. Oh, the refs are in our favor in this one. I take it. Force a game 7. The Bulls are trying to do the impossible. No team at this point in history has come back from down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. No team has done it. And now we are 1 game away from being that team. We're away. We're in LA. The lights are bright, but not too bright for my Chicago Bulls. The Showtime Lakers will go down as the first team in history to blow a 3-1 lead in the finals. And it was Paul George and Mark Aguirre. It was everybody except for Pau Gasol who didn't do anything. We came back and did our thing. and we advance, and we become champions. The first championship in Chicago Bulls history right there. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave it a like. It helps the channel out a ton as we continue to try to grow in the span of NBA 2K23. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.